Every time you switch on a light, run an air conditioner, or plug in a washing machine, the power for that equipment passes through the electrical panel in your home. But before electricity reaches the panel, the supply must be arranged in one of two main ways: single-phase or three-phase. Both use alternating current. Both can operate familiar electrical equipment. Yet they do not deliver power in the same pattern. So why do most homes receive single-phase power while factories, elevators, and large buildings depend on three phases? Many people assume that three-phase simply means 3 times the voltage or 3 times the electricity. But the true difference is not only how much power arrives. It is the timing of that power, the smoothness of its delivery, and how effectively equipment can use it. In this video, you will learn what phase actually means and why the number of wires can give you the wrong impression. We will follow power from the transformer into a home, see how one single-phase supply provides both 120 and 240 volts, and then compare it with true three-phase. You will also discover why larger buildings depend on three-phase, which supply normally feeds your home, and how an apartment can receive power from a building that uses three-phase. At the end, I will show you a surprising detail hidden inside an ordinary electrical panel. You may see 2 hot wires, double pole breakers, and 240-volt circuits, yet the home may still receive only single-phase power. Once you understand the relationship between those 2 hot wires, the entire panel will begin to make sense. To understand how this is possible, you first need to watch alternating voltage rise, fall, and repeat over time. That simple movement will show you what the word phase actually means. The voltage supplied to a home does not remain fixed in one direction. It is an alternating voltage, which means its polarity continually reverses. If we draw that change over time, it forms a smooth wave. The voltage rises in one direction, returns through zero, rises in the opposite direction, and then repeats. One complete movement is called a cycle. The supply repeats 60 cycles every second, so its frequency is 60 Hz. The familiar value of 120 volts does not mean that the voltage stays at 120 every moment. It is the effective value of a voltage that changes continuously. The word phase tells us where an alternating voltage is positioned within that repeating cycle. Imagine 2 identical clocks. If both hands point upward at the same moment and continue moving together, they are in phase. If one hand moves ahead of the other, a phase difference exists between them. Alternating voltage works in a similar way. 2 voltage waves can have the same frequency and the same general shape, but their peaks may occur at different times. That timing difference is measured in degrees because one complete cycle is represented by 360 degrees. In a single-phase supply, the electrical system is built around one alternating cycle. In a three-phase supply, 3 alternating voltages follow the same cycle, but each one is shifted by 120 degrees from the others. This shift is the heart of the difference. It has nothing to do with simply counting the conductors entering a panel. That definition gives us the foundation, but it also leads to an important question. If a home receives only one phase, why do 2 hot wires normally enter its panel? The answer is waiting inside the transformer that supplies the home. The distribution lines passing through a residential area may belong to a larger 3-phase network. A transformer supplying nearby homes often connects to one phase of that network and reduces the distribution voltage to a level that household equipment can use. Inside the transformer is a secondary winding. Picture it as one continuous coil with a connection placed exactly in the center. This center connection becomes the neutral conductor, while the 2 ends of the same winding become the 2 hot conductors. From either hot conductor to the center neutral, the voltage is 120 volts. But the 2 halves of the winding have opposite polarity at any given moment. When one end is positive relative to neutral, the other end is negative relative to neutral. Measuring from one hot conductor all the way to the other, therefore uses the complete winding and gives 240 volts. This arrangement is called a 120 and 240 volt split phase service. The word split matters because the transformer has not produced 2 independent phases. It has divided one secondary winding around a center connection. The 2 hot conductors appear 180 degrees apart when measured relative to neutral, but both still belong to one single phase source. Those 3 conductors now enter the electrical panel. One hot conductor connects to one bus bar and the other hot conductor connects to the second bus bar. The neutral connects to its own bar. The breaker positions are arranged so that neighboring positions can connect to opposite hot bus bars. A single pole breaker connects to one hot bus bar. A normal 120-volt circuit then uses that hot conductor and the neutral. This is how lights, receptacles, televisions, and many smaller appliances receive power. A double pole breaker connects to both hot bus bars at once. The equipment connected to it receives the full 240 volts between them. This arrangement is commonly used for an electric range, clothes dryer, water heater, central air conditioner, or electric vehicle charger. The neutral also helps the two 120-volt sides share the household load. If equal current is flowing on both sides, the opposing currents in the neutral cancel. If one side is carrying more current, the neutral carries only the difference. This is why electricians try to distribute 120-volt circuits reasonably across both sides of the panel. The transformer therefore provides two useful voltage levels without requiring a complete three-phase service. But understanding how the panel produces those voltages introduces another important distinction. The voltage needed by an appliance determines both the breaker it uses and the conductors required to complete its circuit. A 120-volt appliance needs a path from one hot conductor through the appliance and back through neutral. The voltage between that hot conductor and neutral pushes current through the load. The equipment grounding conductor is present for protection, but it is not intended to carry normal operating current. A pure 240-volt appliance uses a different path. It connects between the two hot conductors, so current passes through one hot conductor, travels through the load, and continues through the other. Because the appliance uses the complete transformer winding, it does not need a neutral for its 240-volt function. Some appliances need both voltages. A range or dryer may use 240 volts for heating elements while using 120 volts for lights, controls, or other components. That type of appliance receives both hot conductors and a neutral, along with the equipment grounding conductor. This explains why the number of conductors can change from one circuit to another even though the home is still supplied by the same single-phase transformer. The breaker poles and wire count show how a circuit is connected. They do not tell you how many phases are supplying the building. Take a moment to think about the larger appliances in your home. Which one do you think uses 240 volts? Share your answer in the comments because connecting the voltage to a familiar appliance will make this panel arrangement easier to remember. Single-phase power should now feel less limited than its name suggests. It can operate an entire home, because the center-tapped transformer supplies 120 volts for ordinary circuits, and 240 volts for larger loads. To understand why commercial facilities often use something different, we need to place three true voltage phases beside one another. In a three-phase system, there are three alternating voltages, rather than one winding divided around a center point. All three waves have the same frequency and normally the same magnitude, but they do not reach their peaks together. The second wave follows the first by 120 degrees, and the third follows by another 120 degrees. This precise spacing changes the way power reaches a load. In a single-phase system, the available power rises and falls more noticeably during each cycle. In a balanced three-phase system, one phase can be decreasing while the other two remain at different positions in their cycles. Their combined power therefore remains much more uniform. That smooth delivery is especially useful for electric motors. When three-phase current flows through windings arranged around a motor stator, their magnetic fields combine and create a naturally rotating magnetic field. The rotor follows this field and begins turning without the separate starting arrangement, normally required by a single-phase motor. The motor also produces smoother torque, operates efficiently, and can deliver large amounts of mechanical power without becoming unnecessarily bulky. This is why pumps, compressors, elevators, production machines, and large heating and cooling systems commonly use three-phase motors. Three-phase distribution can also transfer more power efficiently for a given amount of conductor material. For a balanced system, real power equals the square root of 3 multiplied by line voltage, line current, and power factor. The single-phase expression uses voltage multiplied by current and power factor. The formula reflects the contribution of all three timed voltages. Another detail often causes confusion. A common three-phase Y system can provide 120 volts from any phase to neutral, yet it provides 208 volts between two phases. The result is not 240 volts because the two-phase voltages are separated by 120 degrees instead of 180 degrees. Their values combine as vectors rather than ordinary numbers. Other three-phase arrangements can provide different voltages, including 240 volts or 277 and 480 volts. The voltage alone, therefore, cannot identify the number of phases. You must know how the source is arranged and how the voltage waves are timed. Three-phase clearly offers major advantages when many large loads must run for long periods. Yet most homes have air conditioners, pumps, and other motor-driven equipment, so why is this smoother supply usually kept outside the front door? The reason is not that three-phase power is somehow too advanced for a home. Most homes simply do not require enough continuous power to justify the additional infrastructure. A 120 and 240 volt single-phase service can already operate lighting, receptacles, cooking equipment, water heating, laundry equipment, air conditioning, and vehicle charging. These loads do not normally run at their maximum demand at exactly the same time, and most household motors are much smaller than the motors used in industrial equipment. Single-phase motors can use start windings, capacitors, or electronic controls to begin rotating. Modern variable speed appliances may also convert the incoming electricity electronically before supplying the motor. These solutions allow household equipment to operate effectively without bringing all three utility phases into the home. Providing three-phase service would require another phase conductor, suitable transformers, different metering, compatible panels, and three-pole protective equipment. In an area designed mainly for homes, that additional cost would provide little practical benefit to most customers. Commercial and industrial buildings present a different situation. They may operate many large motors, elevators, commercial cooling systems, pumps, and production equipment at the same time. The smoother torque and efficient power delivery of three-phase become valuable every hour those loads are operating. Large apartment buildings can sit between these two situations. The complete building may receive a 120 and 208 volt three-phase Y service because elevators, pumps, and shared mechanical systems benefit from it. Different phase combinations can then be distributed among the apartments to keep the total building load balanced. This means your apartment can receive power from a three-phase building, even if all three phases do not enter your apartment panel. That exception brings us back to the question promised at the beginning. How can you identify what actually feeds your home without being misled by the number of wires or breaker handles you see? The safest place to begin is the electrical information printed on the panel, the meter documentation, or the utility service record. Never remove the protective panel cover only to identify the supply. If the label is missing or unclear, the utility or a qualified electrician can confirm the service safely. A typical detached home panel is labeled 120 and 240 volts, single phase and three-wire. It normally has a double-pole main breaker because that breaker must disconnect both hot conductors. The presence of two connected breaker poles does not mean the panel has two phases. It only means both hot conductors must open together. A complete three-phase panel normally has three hot bus bars and a three-pole main disconnect. Its label may state 120 and 208 volts, three-phase, and four-wire, or another three-phase voltage arrangement. The label is more reliable than simply looking at the breaker handles. In a large apartment building, the main service may be three-phase, while an individual unit receives two line conductors selected from that system, along with a neutral. Each line conductor can provide 120 volts to neutral, while the voltage between them may be 208 volts. The apartment is supplied from the larger three-phase system, but all three phases are not available inside the unit. Now we can reveal the surprise inside an ordinary home panel. Its two hot wires do not prove that it receives two-phase power. They are simply the two ends of one center-tapped transformer winding. A double pole breaker connects a load across those ends, allowing the full winding to provide 240 volts. This arrangement never creates a second or third phase. The answer becomes clear when you stop counting wires and begin examining the source and timing. A typical home receives 120 and 240 volts single-phase power. A factory or larger building often receives three-phase power because three-timed voltages supply heavy loads more smoothly. An apartment may receive only part of a larger three-phase system. You can now look at an electrical panel and understand what its breakers are doing without confusing breaker poles with electrical phases. If this explanation made the panel feel clearer than it did before, subscribe to Zenthral Code, because the next electrical system we open will make just as much sense.